Shabbat Shalom. So I've never been to Israel before, never climbed Masada, floated in the Dead Sea, or done any of the things that typical first-time Israel travelers do. I knew that this trip was not going to be that trip, but I truly cannot imagine any experience that could have connected me more profoundly and personally to the land and people of Israel. Pulling weeds and cutting up carob pods in the desert farm that now relies on volunteers. Feet in the mud, picking clementines at Kibbutz Eretz with the sounds of artillery fire in the distance. Learning about the day those kibbutz fences were breached by Hamas. Seeing the baby faces of IDF soldiers at Tel Nof Air Force Base as we shared a meal and a moment's break, singing and dancing to the music performed by Special in Uniform, a program that allows Israelis with special needs to serve their country by utilizing their unique talents. Speaking with people and visiting the displays in Hostage Square, and being completely overcome with emotion by one in which you go down into a dimly lit tunnel and are surrounded by the sounds of explosions all around. Playing and laughing with kids at Edi Negev, an amazing village for individuals with multiple disabilities, learning how miraculously Hamas did not reach their doors on October 7th, while on their way to the kibbutz a little ways down the road, where they massacred so many, including a beloved teacher. Hearing how the residents there had to live in their safe rooms for 7 weeks after October 7th, because there were so many missile siren alerts, and these individuals could never get to a shelter in 60 seconds. And yes, even the day I missed our volunteer activities due to being a patient at an emergency department in Beersheba neighborhood, surrounded by the vast diversity that is Israel, Bedouin, Ethiopian, and Arab families, doctors and nurses who did not speak English, standing room only, all part of the experience. I'm fine. Many joined our mission as solo travelers from across the US and Canada, feeling similarly compelled by the events of October 7th to just show up and try to do something. I must say, though, being with Brooke, Brett, and Mike, who I didn't really know well prior to the trip, as well as Rabbi Chuck, who I did know, made this experience even more perfect. I could count on them to wait or come back for me when, coming and going, El Al Security decided that I was the most suspicious traveler in the group who needed to be questioned in depth and detained. And I could rely on them to select the perfect moment and strategy to initiate our abdication from bus number 2 to bus number 1. In my 4 Shirmi traveling companions, I found kindred spirits who approach the world in general, and this trip in particular, not only with deep compassion and thoughtfulness, but with a core personality trait of maintaining humor through all of life's challenges. Hopefully, I will have the opportunity to return to Israel. Perhaps then I will visit some of the more typical sites of interest. But I cannot imagine feeling any more deeply and personally connected than I do now to Israel's desert, farms, and mountains, to the sand, the mud, and the sky, to the Israeli people who consistently expressed determination and resolve amid their trauma and grief, and to the true meaning of Hatikva. Shabbat Shalom.